Well, as you may know, every couple of years there's a summit between the European Union and Latin American and Caribbean countries. This year, the summit is taking place in Brussels. Essentially, they operate in the context of themes, and we'll be looking at three basic themes. The issue of international security, that is going to be an issue that will be discussed in private between the heads of government, the presidents, prime ministers. Then there are issues regarding responding to global challenges, and very critically, of course, the nature of the bi-regional relationship between the European Union and Latin America and the Caribbean. I think on that score there have been some exciting developments for us, in particular the decision by the European Union to waive visa requirements for St. Lucians and other CARICOM nationals to visit Europe. This is really a tremendous step, especially in the context of the EPA agreement that has been signed between the European Union and, of course, the Caribbean countries. So it'll be a wonderful opportunity, not only to meet privately with heads of government of European countries, but also heads of government of Latin America. As you heard this morning, we received a grant of over 5 million EC dollars from the government of Mexico. So I'm looking forward to meeting President Peña Nieto of Mexico to thank him for the generosity of the Mexican government, because this money will go towards the completion of the St. Jude Hospital. So it's a timely meeting and gives us the opportunity to thank Europe in particular. I'm really very, very, very pleased by this development, because what it does is to widen opportunities for St. Lucia nationals. I'm hoping that in time we'll be able to have discussions with the European governments regarding the rights of our artists to travel to and from Europe to participate in engagements of one kind or another, consistent with the spirit of the EPA agreement. And when you consider that other countries have been closing the doors on our nationals, this really is a tremendous step. And I know that there are some governments in Europe who worked very hard for this to happen. I think, for example, the government of France has always been a solid partner of the government and people of St. Lucia. So it's an important opportunity to recognize the efforts of Europe to widen and deepen cooperation between the Caribbean and Europe, and of course, by extension, Latin America.
Okay, you also mentioned security. What exactly?
Well, as you know, security is a big issue now with what is taking place in the Middle East. And I think the Europeans are as concerned as the Americans about security issues. I think you are aware of the developments, particularly in France and other countries in Europe, Denmark, etc. So that I believe that the Europeans would want to take the opportunity to discuss the issue in a broad way with representatives of Latin American and Caribbean countries, not only to express concerns, but also to see whether there are points of cooperation and to strengthen the general approach to dealing with issues of security across Europe and the region.
You just came from Taiwan to attend the opening of the embassy there. Did you note any new areas of cooperation? I know Taiwan has been doing a lot with St. Lucia over the years, but any new areas that you spotted that you would like to tap into?
Right. Well, it was an official visit, and I want to take the opportunity to thank the Republic of China, Taiwan, for inviting me to Taiwan at their expense. I thought it was a very useful visit. I had the opportunity to dialogue with the President of Taiwan, President Ma, and other officials, including the foreign minister. I have to say that the Taiwanese have always attached great importance to such visits, and again, they went out of their way to make us very, very comfortable. The opening of the embassy went exceedingly well. I can tell you, the St. Lucian students are overjoyed at the prospect of having an embassy, because basically they need a point at which they can meet to discuss issues, of course. And they're very anxious to spread the good news about St. Lucia. From our point of view, the embassy affords us a presence in Asia, Southeast Asia, and that's so critical and crucial, because we've never really had any kind of presence in Asia. But more importantly, we are very anxious to secure more investment for St. Lucia. And it means that with an embassy, we are better able to work with potential investors in Taiwan. It's a long distance to cover, because as you know, the flight, let us say from Los Angeles to Taiwan, is about 13 hours. And I would guess investors may be a little shy given the distance. But the important thing is that given St. Lucia's strategic location close to Latin America and South America, close to the United States, there are immense possibilities. So the embassy would assist us to strengthen links with the business community in Taiwan. There were specific projects that the government of St. Lucia is interested in, and two of them, of course. I'm concerned about laptops for secondary school students, and a formal request was made of government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to finance the next set of laptops for Form 3 students in our secondary schools for next year. I thought that would have been a wonderful gesture by them. Of course, as you know, they're at the top end of technology. They have an awesome reputation, tremendous reputation, so I think they'll be very keen to give us support. And there's a project that is very dear to my heart. It's a national cultural center. I had requested during an earlier visit from President Ma to make a Taiwanese architect available to us to design a new cultural center to provide the artistic community in St. Lucia with a home. We have, of course, located the site for the cultural center. The architect has given us a preliminary design. I'm hoping that design will be shared very soon with the St. Lucian public. But it is a good opportunity to discuss the project further with the government and people of Taiwan to see what further support that can be extended to us, because this will be a major undertaking. I think our request was very favorably received. Of course, we will have to wait to see what the outcome will be. But I think that it was a very eventful trip, and I'm very, very pleased by the results. And I'm looking forward to strengthening cooperation between St. Lucia and, of course, Taiwan.